Hi, my name is Jolanda. Welcome to my next video for the YouTube channel Manifesting the World. In my latest videos, I took you with me on my trip in my spiritual awakening process. And I talked much about my life and what happened. This is my fourth video, and I really want to go deeper into what is manifestation and tell you a bit more about it. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about manifestation, so if you really want to learn more about that, just please go ahead and look for more. I'll just add some links in the description box of videos I liked to watch. What is manifestation? The manifestation is something I hadn't heard before my spiritual awakening process started a few months ago. I just heard of The Secret and the law of attraction. But to me, that was more like a friend of mine read the book, said, well, it's more like you have this mood board, you just put all the things you really want, you put the mood board in the hall, and you just look at it daily, and then it comes to you. It's not that simple, but at least you get a picture, right? But you can imagine that you already do it subconsciously, and I did that before. Like you just dream of something, you really want something, you want this nice job next really nice, you want this job, you just envision yourself doing it, you just make sure you investigate the job, and you just write your letter, application, and you just really go for it. And believing in it. And I did that before. I had a job before, and I just wrote in my letter, well, here I am. Don't look any further. I'm the best person. Just pick me. And that really worked. They took me. And also for my last job, I guess, that really helped believing in it. So I already subconsciously did manifestation, put into practice, but I didn't know what it was. I just thought I just was lucky. But no, there's more to it. So let me go into that more. So it's what can you see? Maybe another example, but I just already told in the previous video. One thing which happened, which already manifested since I started this channel a few weeks ago, is that I envisioned myself this new role in the company I work in. This role didn't exist. I just saw this role that really they missed that a person who was coordinating, and I just envisioned myself as being the best person as well to do that. So I just put in the work. I just envisioned it. I just saw myself doing it, but really believing in it. And what is important, is that I put in the work. I just really didn't give up, although the meeting was postponed. And during the meeting, the presentation didn't went that well. But in the end, the message was brought across, and my manager's manager at the spot just said, well, just go for it, you do it, and just let me know if you can make it. And I said, oh, of course I can do that. I really manifested that already. So that's one part of it. But what is according to science, what is manifesting? And according to at least first, let's start with the dictionary. In the dictionary, it says turning an idea into reality. That's the definition of manifestation. And in the spiritual world, it's more like you just envision yourself thoughts of a prayer, you just send it to the universe, and you just ask the divine for help. And you can maybe relate better to send it to God, you pray to God, or maybe to your higher self, or you just believe in it, that you just have this thought. So it doesn't really matter what your beliefs are. You just send out this thought, and you just really believe it's coming back to you. So that's more manifestation according to the spiritual world. So that's important. Know that manifestation is more working on the subconscious level. This subconscious level is more, it's not that you just make yourself think of it, no, but it's more like you just feel it. And this feeling, it's inside, as you really believe in it. So that's one thing. Let me just give an example of a famous person who shared his thoughts about manifestation. he also didn't know about manifestation. It's Jim Carrey, the famous actor of Dumb and Dumber, and my favorite film is The Truman Show. He also played in The Mask. And Jim Carrey, he he was brought up in Canada, and his father was a famous saxophonist. But uh, his father wanted to provide for his family, and to really make it for his family, he just decided that they had to move to the US, and he started to work as a consultant there instead of being a saxophonist. But as a consultant, he could make the money he wanted to have for his family, so his family he could support them. But in the end, at 51 years old, his father got fired, and they really didn't get any money at that moment, and they were homeless and broke from that moment onwards. And he really saw his father being really disappointed in himself, not being able to support for the family. And so that was a really major turning point for Jim Carrey. And he really realized that what he said is you can just fail in doing what you don't love, but maybe you can also do what you love. And then if you fail, yeah, okay, but at least you do what you love. And he realized that he's funny. If he makes his family laugh, people would cheer up and make life better. So he decided to be a comedian or a film actor, or both. Um, but he didn't have any money. He just had a car, and that's it. He lived in his car. He slept in his car. But one day he just wrote himself a check, and for $5 million for delivered services. He just wrote himself. He did it in his wallet. He kept it in his wallet every day at his, and he just gave himself 5 years to make this dream come true. And he really believed in it when he was driving in his car, in his old car. He just believed it was this big, like, nice Cadillac car. He really worked hard for. He deserved that. He really felt like, okay, I'm at the top of the world. I'm famous. Hi, and just driving around in his car while he was broke. But he really believed in it. And he made every day the necessary steps to go to his team. So he did the what do you do for the films to get there. And one day, 4 years later, he just got this check written out for him for the film Dumb and Dumber for $5 million, exactly like he envisioned it for himself. So he really believed in it, and he didn't stop believing it, and he did put in the work. So that's a real good example of how manifestation can work, at least not even consciously doing manifestation, but just really believing in it. That's important. But in science, what do they say about manifestation? Well, officially, manifestation is not scientifically proven. It's kind of junk science. You don't believe in it. You can't prove it, so it's not really right. But in the psychology, they unofficially they believe in it. Of course, it's good for people to have a goal, to have a vision, to work for something. If you're really depressed, you can get out of it by becoming more positive, believing in something new, have this growth mindset. It's important to have growth. So in psychology, they use it unofficially, of course. So it's good to have that. So according to science, it doesn't exist, but you can still apply it. It's not, of course, you can. They don't abandon that. One other thing is, how can you then explain manifestations? How can you explain that you are putting out a thought, and in the end, this thought comes back to you in real 3D physical form, like a colleague of mine who just envisioned himself. In a former job, I had a colleague he came from Suriname, and in his culture, it was really you were successful in your job when you drive a BMW car. And he was in this job for a year, and then he just almost crying. He just mentioned to us, like, "Oh my God, today I've bought this BMW car. It's a 1 Series. It's the smallest one. It's 10 years old. I'm so happy. I have my own BMW car and I earned it. I worked for it and I have it. And everyone was silent and no one said, well, oh, it's an old car. Come on, what's that, right? No, everyone felt it, how hard he worked for that and how he felt happy. And he envisioned himself for many years driving this BMW, and this day it happened. So he really believed in that. So how did it happen? Like it's a thought, and then in the end, it just turns up like a physical thing. And you have to think of this is a concept, and you have to come with me. We are energy. That's the most important thing to learn. Are we energy? We are a vibrating being. Vibration, energy, right? Like in our body, like we have this heartbeat, and mine is now really high. I just realized I'm talking rather quick, and I'm a bit excited and a bit anxious for this video, so I need to calm down, I guess. But you have this heartbeat, right? You can measure that with the ECG. You have brain waves. You can measure that with EEG, although you can't see it. But we all know that you can measure your brain waves, right? And you have this frequency of breathing. So there's all kind of frequencies you send out, right? And if you're anxious, you send out quicker or lower vibrations, whatever. If you're happy, you send out more happy vibrations, like people just telling you, wow, you're glowing. Oh yeah, I'm so happy this and this happened to me. People feel that, right? If you're happy, people say you're glowing. God, it's not glowing. It's the energy they feel, and you just radiate that, right? If you believe that, that's the energy. That's what people radiate. People, you meet someone, you feel happy with them, you feel comfortable with them, even not knowing them. Or some people you just, I don't know, it's vibe, it's not good, right? You don't know that person, you just still feel like, I don't know, just want to stay out of that. So you feel the energy from people. So every living being has this energy. You just send it around. But even non-living things, like maybe stones, also have vibrational energy. Like, for example, minerals and stones, people think that they can help you with maybe feeling confident, feeling more self-love, or helping with anxiety. There are different stones people use. And how does it work? Because there's no living in it, right? But still, these stones, they consist of molecules, right? Like everything consists of molecules. And within molecules, you have these atoms. And atoms, there are electrons in it. And the electrons just really quick turning around the nucleus. So there's a lot of energy in this small molecule, in this small atom, right? So there is movement in there, and you can imagine, knowing the chemistry, that every molecule, different substance, have its own energy because they have different amounts of electrons using, right? So there's also in stones, they have different vibration, they have different energy, and sometimes you just need more energy related to love. Sometimes you need more self-awareness. So people use different stones for different feelings, right? So even that, people can relate to that. Maybe you can subconsciously, but you can feel it. So we are all the energy. That's the main important message. And if we are energy, and our brains send out energy, thoughts in our brains also are energy. So if you have a thought, you just put it out as energy. Okay, because your brain wave starts if you just see yourself, like maybe you have this dream of running once at least the New York Marathon, right? You really are excited. I really want to do that. That's on my bucket list. I really want that. And so you just have this thought of you seeing yourself running through New York to the streets. You're almost at the finish. Everyone's clapping and cheering. Come on, come on. And you know your loved ones are at the end, at the finish, and you just run there. And there are the loved ones, and they see you, and you just hug them, and you just fall in there to their arms, and you just made it. You just saw yourself. You envisioned yourself doing that New York Marathon, and you just, wow. And you can already see on myself, I don't have that ambition at all. But how you can feel that ambition, that dream, you really feel it, right? That's the energy you just send out. The more positive it will get. And like I said, people like people with the same energy. So you just like to be in the surrounding of people who the energy they like. It's also with the universe. So the universe, they really like the energy, the same energy. So if you put out nice thoughts, the energy likes nice thoughts. Why? Wow, that's good energy, right? So you just send it out, and that in the end it can come back to you because it's on the same vibrational level. It just fits to each other. That's the main thing, I guess. So you can also send out a negative vibrational manifestations, which most of the times you're not aware of, right? Sometimes if you don't believe in it, you just you just get just the opposite of what you think you want. I just read an article of a lady here in the neighborhood. I live in a small neighborhood next to the larger village. This neighborhood is part of the larger village, but it's all new houses, and the larger village is old houses. So people from the village, the old village, they don't really consider this new neighborhood as part of their town because it's not new. It's new and it's not fun. So she said, "Oh, I want you to live everywhere. It doesn't matter, but not in that neighborhood. No. I don't want to live there. No. So he really was thinking about that neighborhood. So that's what she got. So guess where she ended up with a house? She just ended up with a house in that neighborhood where she didn't want to live because she just sent out this, not negative, but she said the universe is not hearing the word not or never. So you just send out like neighborhood, this neighborhood. Oh yeah, not this neighborhood, not this neighborhood. So the universe just gave you, you didn't want to live in the neighborhood? Here's a house, go buy it. And so she ended up there. And she didn't know how that happened. Well, if you know manifestation, you know how it can happen because you really thought of it. What do you need to know then for now to really start manifesting in your life? I watched a lot of videos. I think the most important thing is just release, relax, receive. Release, relax, receive. Release. Envision this marathon, right, in New York. You just saw myself. You just really envision it. You just believe it. You feel it. How's everyone reacting? Really feel it. Send out this positive vibe, right? Talk positive. And then next thing, you stop thinking about it. You just still wish it, but you just stop thinking about it and you just relax. You just stay in the moment, stay in the now, not in the future when it's happening. In the now, believe it's already there. Like Jim Carrey, he believed in his car, in an old car, that he already was driving this fancy car and everyone was waving at him like he was a famous actor. Well, he was not at that moment. So really stay in the moment, but believe in it. And that's how do you stay positive? You just do some exercises, make sure you have a lot of laughter in your life, do some meditation, so you can just stay relaxed, listen to your intuition, and so you're ready to receive. And receive is more like being in a state of recognizing where it's going. Like maybe for this, you want to run this marathon in New York, and of course you do your exercises every day. You eat healthy, you do every day the running, but maybe you just saw online a person who also wants to run for the marathon and is looking for a buddy to do the exercises together with, and you thought, oh, maybe that's a good idea, and you just make you think, okay, that can make me help get to my dream, right? So you just also need to realize that you have to put in the work, not only the exercises, but also taking opportunities like Jim Carrey. He did the screen test, etc. He didn't just wait in the car for a new job to come up, right? You have to you put in the work. Or for me, I want to have this job. I did create a presentation. I prepared myself, preparing for this dream. So that's the receiving mode. But still you do that, but you don't do that from a perspective of need. You don't need it. You don't want to be a needy person. Needy person is low vibration, is low energy. You want to have this high vibration, so you really believe you deserve it, because you deserve it. no matter what you think, everyone deserves everything, right? If you tell your neighbor, if the neighbor tells you, I've won 100,000 euros in the lottery, right? You don't think, oh, he doesn't deserve that. Of course he deserves that. Of course you also want it for yourself, right? But he deserves that. Everyone deserves it. So if you want to manifest for yourself, maybe winning the lottery, why not? Huh? Come on, why not? So you just dream big. Like I said in an earlier video, dream big, take small steps. But dream big because you deserve it. Everyone deserves it. And just make sure that you not get into this low vibrational negative talking. People have their negative voices in their head, like, oh, yeah, I don't deserve it. When is it going to happen? It's always me having this bad things happening to me. Okay, like I want to go out for the run for the marathon training, and it's already raining again, and yesterday it was already. So it's always on my moment. It's always raining. No, stop the talking. Just see that it's happening to you, recognize it, it's fine, just cut it and try to focus and stay in positive side, right? So that's important. If you share your dreams with someone else, be careful because people might talk you out of it, right? If you just say that, okay, I just want to run this New York marathon, and people say, well, I see your dream, but if maybe it's good to have a plan B and go for a half a marathon, right? Or instead of New York, just pick Rotterdam, right? It's quite close by, and you don't have to fly. It's less expensive, so just take a plan B. And people are nice because they really want you to prevent you from disappointment. But it's more like they just talk you out of your dreams. And if they talk you out of your dreams, you settle for less. And you deserve it. I deserve it. You deserve it. We all deserve everything. And there's abundance in the universe. That's what they say. There's a lot of energy. Energy never get wasted. There's a lot of energy. So there's a lot of things coming to us again. So you believe in that. So that's the 3 steps. Release. Make sure you send it out. You relax, stay in the now, stay positive, and receive. Be able, believe in it, and do the necessary steps to get there. And then once it's started, you just recognize when it's manifested. And once you have seen that things can manifest, maybe you can start with smaller things, manifesting maybe a car, maybe manifesting yourself a dream or a role, like in my case. And once you see how that's happening for you, you can maybe manifest more, right? I need to finalize this video, so I'll just wrap up with some small things. What else? People asking, maybe can you manifest a person in your life? They say it's mixed feelings about that. People say, man, once you manifest one specific person, it might in the end turn up, if that person just shows up at your doorstep, that this person is not that nice as you thought it would be. So maybe it's good, instead of manifesting a specific person, manifesting an idea of that person. If you really want to have a good friend, maybe you don't want to manifest that the specific person should be your friend. No, you just want a friend who is kind to you, who you can go out with and have fun with, and you just sit on the couch with nice, and you don't like these ideas of what is for you a friend, right? So instead of a specific person, maybe you can just manifest a kind of person, what you really want to attract. In positive wording, of course. Then there's something about on the internet about manifesting a better health. Some people believe in that, some people not. I just ran into a website of a person who has cancer, and she really tried to get herself out of it by being really positive and ignoring the cancer, but ignoring to a certain level. She did really take her treatment, she went to the hospital, etc., but she didn't talk about it. She didn't dwell on it, and she just mentioned to family, like, okay, it's still there, and now we just focus on nice things. Let's do nice things, right? So there's a lot of maybe you can do that for yourself if you're really, but that's you need to stay in this positive mind. And it's difficult when you have this a bad disease, right? It's difficult to stay positive, but being positive is, in the end, it's for everyone nice, right? And for yourself the most. Yeah, so that's the most important thing about manifestation. I'm just curious if you have some ideas on manifestation and how did manifestation work in your life. Maybe you can leave a comment if you read this. Um, I just really wanted to tell more about manifestation, but it's such a big topic. Maybe I just do another video on it once I did more manifestation. I hope you liked it. It's a long video, but please subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date. I'll do next videos will be shorter and on very many different topics related to spiritual awakening. So I hope you get tuned in and thank you for listening and see you next time. Bye bye.